Before I begin, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. It's been 11 months and 4 days since Maurice Taggart took his last breath. I'm presenting this information in short. This is a prelude to the next maybe 8, 9, 10 lives that I'm going to do. I want to enlighten you all, first and foremost. Thank you to those of you who have tuned in. The purpose of this live is to show you the cover-up and everything that I've been saying for 11 months now. The cover-up of this man's murder. I want to warn you, I will not be showing them tonight, and I'm debating as to whether or not I should show them later on. But on the anniversary of his death, which is actually 26 days from today, I'm trying to compose myself. But 26 days from today will be exactly 1 year to the day that Maurice took his last breath. I've got photos. I've got video. I also have Maurice Taggart's last words that he uttered. I have that on video. Some of it is very graphic, and I'm debating in my heart as to whether or not I should show it. But I want you all to tune in tomorrow night. So actually, this is a prelude, but tomorrow night will be part 2. But I just want to kind of lay the foundation. I thank you all for tuning in. It's what I've stuck to from day one when I said that Justice Taggart did not shoot his father. I have proof of that. I don't know if many of you are familiar with ballistics. If you haven't gotten a copy of the Pine-Bluff commercial, I suggest you get it in part and read it as I have. And I'm going to break down bit by bit as things unfolded and how it actually happened, how it really happened on the morning of August 30th, 2023. I'm also going to break down the timeline. I think the Pine-Bluff commercial has done an excellent job at doing that. But I want you to see the discrepancies in the players' points and what they said happened as opposed to the actual facts. I want you all to know that Maurice Taggart died a horrible death. A horrible death. I'm going to show all the players. That includes his widow, the wife. That includes Sheriff Charles White. That includes Lloyd Franklin. That includes Detective Sergeant Keith Banks. That includes Detective Sergeant Rucker. That includes the Chief of Police. That includes, like I said, the county clerk. There's so many players in this. That also includes, even though this particular officer who was a sergeant was recently demoted. She was demoted. She put in her 2-week resignation. Former Sergeant Sabrina Washington with the Pine-Bluff Police Department. She's also complicit. I am going to show you the wife, our county clerk. For those of you who are involved, I'm asking that you submit your resignation effective tomorrow. I promise you, once I begin, I'm not holding anything back on anyone. Let me get closer, though. I want you all to get a real good look at me. This is August 4th, 2024. My intentions is to have arrests by the time its anniversary roll around. When I tell you the Pine-Bluff Police Department is corrupt, starting with the leader, like I said before, If your head hurts, the body doesn't want to do anything. Am I correct? If the head is correct, not right, when I tell you wicked and evil, the epitome of it. This is not about me. I am the voice of Maurice Taggart. I told you all a few months ago, he came to me in a dream. And the irony is that we were at the city attorney's office. He was walking in the office and he looked and saw me sitting. He came back. I stood up. We embraced. And he said, I'm proud of you. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. I said, appreciate that, Taggart. This is how Maurice came to me in a dream. So I am his voice. I've had multiple conversations with his mother, and I'm not trying to veer off too much. I've had multiple conversations with his mother. And his mom made a good point. She said, I've been a mother for over 50 years, Mr. Cannon. And whenever I've ever talked about my children, and those of you who are mothers are going to be able to relate. She said, I never ever referred to my children as he or she when I'm talking about them. I call them by their names. And she said, did you hear the tape? I said, yes, ma'am. So without any further ado, I am going to play this, okay? I want to play something for you all because I'm going to break this thing down bit by bit and piece by piece. And and like I said, I'm going to put a discretion on the live that I do because some of the images are very, very graphic. They don't want me talking about this, but that's okay as well. But I want to play something for you all. And like I said, it's what I've been saying all along. Now, let me play. Let me find it here. Shawndra Taggart's 911 call. Listen very carefully, okay? Did you all hear him say, hey, baby? Let me play it one more time. Just listen to this. He shooting. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. I need to know your address. Where are you? Number 1 Hillcroft Street, Pine-bluff, Arkansas. What's going on? Please get here, ma'am. Please get here, ma'am. What's going on, ma'am? Shoot my husband. My husband's on a fight.
He's shooting my husband. Let's take it back.
Ma'am, I need to know your address. Where are you? Number 1 Hillcroft Street, Pine-bluff, Arkansas. What's going on? Please get here, ma'am. Please get here, ma'am. What's going on, ma'am? Shoot my husband.
He's shooting my husband. Then she says,
My husband's on a fight.
he's shooting my husband. Then she catches herself and says, my husband and my son is fighting. Now, I want you to hear Lafayette Woods, our county sheriff. I want you to hear his phone call.
Hey, this is 4100, kind of 4100. Hey, how are you? Who is patrol supervisor on shift right now?
He's calling 911 because there's been a shooting. 2 people supposedly shot. He wants to know who's the patrol shift supervisor. Let me play it again.
Patrol shift supervisor, let me look. It's 127 David Williams. Okay, if you would, can you dispatch, can you, dispatch, I'm trying to look at the address. So, Foxcroft, have them go code, hold on just a second.
See, when you're lying, it's hard to get your story together. He's been to that home many times, but he says Foxcroft. And the golf course is a couple of 100 yards behind Maurice Taggart's house. So he's familiar with the area. Like I said, I'm going to put a description on the live. I've got videos. I've got images that are very graphic. I'm not showing them tonight, but check this out.
Is it Hillcroft? Yeah. I got a shooting. There just came in a Hillcroft. Send them cold. That is it Hillcroft? Is Hillcroft near the country club? It's off the Stevens. Is that near the country club? 250, 232. Hillcroft is off of Stevens. I think it's over by the country club. Now I think somebody shot. If you would, send them cold. One Hillcroft. I have a subject shot. One Hillcroft. That's a what? That's the county clerk's house. If you would, send them cold, please. And also, yes, sir. Have deputies assist. Yes, sir. I got you. Okay, thank you. Yes, sir.
Now, I want you all to listen to Maurice Taggart. Hold on. This is what Maurice came in and, okay. This is Maurice talking right here.
Yeah, you can rest assured. Them some bitches are not through with me. They trying to bury my ass.
Hold on. Come back again, Maurice.
Yeah, you can rest assured. Them some bitches are not through with me. They trying to bury my ass.
Those are Maurice's words. Rest assured. Then I want to show you all how 911 was called, and they never told him that Maurice had been shot. Maurice laid on the ground. I've got that image of where he was, languishing for almost 25 minutes. I got the autopsy report, the ballistics report. Accident is this area right here. He was shot about right here. It pierced his lung, pierced his liver, and exited through his areola, which is this area around his nipple area. The other shot hit him up in this area, bounced around, and came out. I'm also going to show you that Justice Taggart, this piece of crap right here, was never shot in the chest. What if I told you that? Remember on the 911 call? Let me play that for you. Before I get into that, I want you all to keep in mind there were two independent, white, upstanding women, citizens in the community that called 911 that made known to them what was going on. And our current prosecutor, Kyle Hunter, and I still can't figure out what they've got on him, decided to not file charges and call it a justifiable homicide when the evidence shows otherwise. So let me go here, and I want to play something for you all. Let's see here. Just give me just a second. The only innocent person in this is Maurice Taggart's daughter, Madison Taggart. Even Tiffany Taggart, I'm going to show that Tiffany Taggart, his own sister, sold him out. Whoever said that blood is thicker than water lied. Anybody can be bought.
Just hang up. I hit the wrong button.
Hold on. Let me go back. Okay?
Just a moment, ma'am.
Listen.
Maurice Taggart coming.
No, we got one shot at one Hillcroft. No, I transfer. Go ahead, ma'am.
One Hillcroft. Come on. One Hillcroft. One Hillcroft still everywhere.
Okay, who's been shot, ma'am?
This is Shatia Johnson.
One Hillcroft.
Shatia Johnson works in a tax collector's office under Tony Washington. She was pregnant on this photo. She's since had the baby. I don't know if it's a boy or girl. They've since had the baby, but they gave her a job in the courthouse to keep her close. See, at first, when I began doing this, I had grace for her. I have no more grace for her. She's just as guilty. She was there when Maurice Taggart was shot. The witness in whom Cal Hunter, I've never seen a case where you've got an eyewitness to saw exactly what happened. These are upstanding citizens, tax-paying, law-abiding citizens that gave statements. So answer this question. Why did Detective Keith Banks and Detective Rucker wait 2 weeks to interview? When everything happened, as it unfolded, the witnesses were standing outside. When they had the crime scene tape, everybody was there. Instead of taking this man right here to the hospital first, who was mortally wounded, they took him. Justice Taggart had a graze wound right on top of his shoulder. But on the 911 tape, you hear him say, my own daddy killed me. My own daddy shot me in my chest. The one that was stealing the money from Urban Renewal. I'm also going to show you of how Shawndra literally stepped over Maurice Taggart. So if you listen to this 911 tape, I now have video proof. She's questioning justice as to where he shot it. This is the girlfriend who has gone cold.
One Hillcross everywhere.
Okay, who's been shot, ma'am?
What's the address, Baker?
1 Hillcross Street.
Tell me.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am.
Maurice Taggart. Maurice Taggart killed me. He just killed my mama.
Did you hear that? Maurice Taggart killed me. Maurice Taggart tried to kill my mama. What was not brought out was that on the inside of the home was torn up. They were fighting inside the house. Maurice was trying to get to his wife because someone was in his house with his wife. But here's the thing. I'm also going to show that the county clerk and the current sheriff rendezvoused the day before Maurice was murdered. They met up August the 29th. So my question is, does anyone know when the sheriff got a degree in psychology and marriage counseling? I'm going to show that the sheriff and the county clerk met the day before attempting to get Maurice admitted on the 3rd floor. But Maurice, they rendezvoused at the library at 6th and Main Street, August the 29th. Maurice was supposed to have shown up. He didn't do it. And for the record, the sheriff also met with the prosecuting attorney. So when does law enforcement get involved in people's personal affairs if an individual is not breaking the law? Follow what I'm saying. When does the police get involved with your marriage or your relationship if there's no physical violence? If a man has slapped or punched or beat or pushed a woman, when does the sheriff, not a deputy sheriff, when does the chief executive law enforcement officer for the county, when does he get involved? Why is he involved? I've got video of what happened that night and how it happened. My intent is to have the sheriff locked up. The chief of police must go. And by the way, this is a kind message to hopefully the incoming mayor, Vivian Flowers. You cannot keep Denise Flowers as the chief of police. She's no good. She's no good. She's no good. As long as she's at the head of the police department, it's going to be bad. The chief must go down. The sheriff must go down. The county clerk, I'm asking for your resignation effective tonight. Because as time goes on, I will be showing the actual videos from that night. I will be showing the video of Maurice Taggart. I may have to edit it. I'm going to show how easy the paramedic services neglected to take Maurice Taggart first. They took Justice Taggart. Maurice had to lay on the ground for almost 25 minutes, bleeding. He just slumped over. I've got the video of Maurice Taggart uttering his last words. And it wasn't pleasant. I have the video. Let me show you this image. I went by the house, but I want to show the public the home where Maurice Taggart resided. That's the back of it. I'm on Stevens Road right here. Okay? Let's see. Let's go again. See as I'm scrolling. Now let me zoom in. Go on over. See, there's a rose bush here. There's a second rose bush next to the window. See the rose bush right there? That's where Justice Taggart was slumped against the wall, sitting like this. I also have the video of the male taking off his shirt. Remember the half-naked male? Putting it on his shoulder. Not this, but this right here. He had a nick on top of his shoulder. Yet, you left the man, Maurice Taggart, who was sitting right here on the stoop. Right there. To the right of that bush. Right here. Maurice Taggart was right there in that grass. First, he was sitting on the steps right there, gasping for air. I've got evidence to show us as he slumped over, Shawndra Taggart come out the house and stepped over him and said, "Fuck him, save my son." For the record, let me show you something. If any of you have ever shot a gun, let me use this marker. I'm pointing this gun at the camera. Pow, pow, pow. So that's a semi-automatic. Projectiles as they are released, flip up and over. Up and over. Up and over. Now, for the record, this is the back of the home. And I want to tell you this. That's a camera right there. Maurice's murder was caught on camera. You hear me? It was caught on camera. But in order for you to know what's going on, you have to continue to follow me. His murder was caught on camera. Now, for the record, let me show you this picture. I've got evidence. The back door, remember the picture I just showed you? Just keep this fact in mind right here. Let me go back. I want you all to see this. Okay? That's the back door, right? It's the back door to the home. But look at this picture. I got evidence of shell casings. The yellow line indicates shell casings. See right there? Now, keep in mind, that's on the back of the porch, right? Like the patio. Over this way, going back over here, is where Maurice and Justice were fighting. So, if they were in the grass fighting near the carport, how in the hell do you explain shell casing being right there at the back door? So doesn't that tell you someone had come out the back door? Pow, pow, pow. I'm also going to show you all tomorrow night that his autopsy report shows the gunshots were not at close range. You know why? There was no stippling on Maurice Taggart's body. None. There was no stippling on Justice Taggart's body. Let me explain to you all what stippling means. Stippling is gunpowder residue. When you fire a gun, there's blowback. And from the muzzle, there's stippling. It shoots out like this right here, like a mist. Spots on the area. And if it's a contact wound, it's going to be a dark spot. Wherever the gun is placed, it's going to be a dark spot. There was no stippling on Maurice Taggart, nor stippling on Justice Taggart. Yet, the chief of police, Denise Richardson, ruled it a justifiable homicide. Cal Hunter made us wait 10 months to tell us the same freaking thing that the chief said the morning of, without the evidence, without the ballistic. When I tell you I'm disappointed in Sergeant Detective Keith Banks Rucker, I'm disappointed. You need to go to jail as well, all of you. And let me tell you the reward for the detectives covering up this homicide. Both were promoted to sergeant in November. Remember that? When they gave out all them raises and gave out those rewards, Keith Banks was rewarded. I've got the evidence and I've got the proof. So I need for you all to tune in tomorrow night. This may be the next 10 series will be about Maurice Taggart. I'm going to break everything down in bits and pieces and show you where the sheriff was. Okay? And show you where Shawndra Taggart was. I had a young lady to call me Friday. Her and her husband were at the Big Red gas station in Whitehall, Arkansas. Guess who showed up and walked in the store? Shawndra Taggart and Justice Taggart. You know what the conversation was? Now, this husband and wife are very professional, upstanding citizens in the community. Shawndra stated, man, I can't wait till I get that insurance check. And Justice was looking around like a lost slave trying to see if somebody was after him. For the record. So for you all that have tuned in, thank you. Thank you. More information will come out, but I will say this. Tomorrow night, you may want to have you some Kleenex or some tissue because it's sad. We have corruption from the top all the way down. And I'll say it again, Vivian Flowers, if you keep Denise as the chief, she needs to resign. It's going to be a problem. Because if I have to protest at the damn police department, I will. But my sole intent is to have arrests by or before August 30th, 2024, the anniversary of Maurice Taggart's death. Because I want you all to remember what he said, okay? This is Maurice Taggart in his own words, okay? This is nothing that I made up.
Yeah, you can rest assured. Them some bitches are not through with me. They trying to bury my ass. Yeah, you can rest assured. Them some bitches are not through with me. They trying to bury my ass. Yeah, you can rest assured. Them some bitches are not through with me. They trying to bury my ass. Yeah, you can rest assured. Them some bitches are not through with me. They trying to bury my ass. Yeah, you can rest assured. Them some bitches are not through with me. They trying to bury my ass.
Justice for Maurice Taggart. Justice for Miss Nina Taggart. Those are the only two to get my grace. Pine Bluff, we must come together and unite as one because it's past time for a change. Until we clean out and clear out the garbage from the Pine Bluff Police Department, you or any of your family members will ever get justice. We have to clear the department. It starts with the mayor. If Vivian Flowers is the incoming mayor, everything's contingent upon this runoff or what have you in November, you have to make changes. I will call you personally. I will come to you personally. Denise Richardson must go away from the police department and be locked up in jail for complicit to murder. I have proof. I will show that to you as well. I have the videos, and I will show you all the proof. I will show you the proof of Detective Sergeant Keith Banks and Rucker. You have 2 witnesses that stated they saw exactly what happened. White women. And yet our prosecuting attorney dismisses them as if they never existed. Okay, Kyle, you've done your part. You've done the favor. So now his hands are free and clear. You got some killers walking around. And I will leave you all with this evening, because I said I wasn't going to be on here long. When you see the sheriff, when you see Lloyd Franklin Jr., when you see Shatia Johnson at the collector's office, when you see Shawndra Taggart at the county clerk's office, I need y'all to do me a small favor. You don't have to utter a word. Just look at them. Just give them eye contact. We have some cold-blooded killers. Cold-blooded killers. But I'm going to say this right here. Now, I'm going to conclude tonight. I need for you all to stay tuned. Tune in tomorrow night, because the timelines just ain't adding up.
Yeah, you can rest assured. Them some bitches are not through with me. They trying to bury my ass.
Enjoy your evening. No more talk.